Steve Martin, Masterclass, Lesson 14. 14 is about hecklers, nerves, hecklers, and bombing. I used to get nervous getting in front of the camera doing YouTube videos. Now it's almost become mundane and not necessarily boring, but just a routine that it's something that I do, not like a job. Something that pretty easy to get done, let's say. One of the big takeaways from this was that Steve Martin always said, or he said, don't look directly at the audience, look over their heads. That was mind-blowing that a guy like that, with that stature, that level of comedian would say, don't look at him. That was amazing, because he's like one of the biggest comics ever, and he was telling you not to look at the audience. That's like the biggest thing from that's probably the biggest thing from the entire series, was don't look at the audience, from Steve Martin. I don't know if I can convey the gravity. It's not gravity, but just the astounding thing that he would say, of all people, a guy that would perform in front of giant stadiums full of, like, basketball arenas filled with people back in the 70s. Don't look at the audience. It's crazy. And one of the reasons you don't look at the audience was A, nerves, B, all three of them on the second one. The second reason was that you don't know what they're thinking. Because a lot of times, I've done this too, he talks about it, going to a comedy show and just absorbing it and thinking and just like watching with your eyes wide open and trying to absorb as much as you can. And you don't laugh sometimes because you're too busy processing everything that's coming through. And it's not that you don't think it's funny, it's just that you're trying to get what the person's saying in your head and process it. And you may be thinking about it for a while. And it's not that it's not funny, it's just that you weren't in the headspace where you can just laugh, you're thinking. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is, for a comedian, it seems like you don't know the person could be thinking about what you're saying. The person could be thinking about, did I close the fridge right? Is the door closed all the way on the fridge? Somebody could have, it's like, oh man, I hope my friend gets better. There's always something in the person's head. You don't know what they're thinking. So your job as a comedian is that's the nice thing about this YouTube. I don't see you guys. I don't know who watches these videos really, or if anybody for that matter. So it doesn't matter on my end as far as watching the audience. But for a comedian, there's a dozen things that the person could be doing, and it not maybe that the person's not funny. It's just that, wait a second, the person's thinking about it, this and that. Don't engage with a heckler. I don't know why you would. Hecklers are terrible. I buy a ticket to go see the comedian that's on the stage, not some moron who's just yapping. A lot of times they're drunk, and it has no relevance to anything else. They're just running their mouths because they run their mouths anyway. They're idiots, they're drunk, all of the above. Don't ever engage with hecklers. I can't agree with that more. I've been to so many shows. Joe Rogan, I saw Joe Rogan one time, and somebody tried to heckle, and he said, what? And she said, it was a woman, she said, and yeah, I couldn't even hear her either. And he's like, whatever, I have a show. You're just trying to disrupt and get in my way. It's true. I hate it. I hate hecklers. You're in charge. When you're on that stage, people came to see the person on the stage. You're the person on stage. You're in charge. You're the one running the show. It's your party. You're the one that everybody should be focused on. It goes back to the hecklers. Does not matter what the heckler says, because you're the one holding the microphone. Period. That's like comedy 101, but you'd be surprised at how many people go to a comedy show and think it's like a TV show or something, or like, it's not like live TV, it's a different thing. It's a performance art. You just let the person do what they're gonna do, and you shut up. Todd Glass, when he used to do the improv intro, he would say, laugh, shut up, laugh, shut up, laugh, shut up. Nobody ever got kicked out of a comedy show for laughing. You're not laughing, you're talking, and you're disrupting the show. Easy as that. Bombing. It's always important to bomb, because bombing is where you learn, well, don't do that again. Making a bad video, don't do that again. Say a bunch of jokes that you thought were great, and it's like a cricket farm out there. That's fine. What you just said either didn't work, wasn't funny, all of the above. That's perfectly fine. Bombing is a very important part of the process. That was Steve Martin, class, lesson 14. Gotten pretty far on this. I guess I'm more than halfway now. So if you like it, leave a like, maybe leave a comment. Not big on comments. But other than that, thanks for watching.